More high school football quarterfinal games tonight. These were the games that were pushed back from last night's postponements. One of the best matchups in Double L. 9-1 Glastonbury looking to avenge their only loss of the season at undefeated Southington. The Glastonbury band rocking out at Southington High tonight. But the Blue Knights had the rhythm in the ground game early. Jared Grimmett, look at this run. The 5'11 junior gives Southington a 14-7 second quarter lead. But second half, here come the Tomahawks. Glastonbury's Josh Hill airs it out for Grant Lewis. Look at this pass and catch. Check out the speed after the catch from the 6'3", 210-pound senior Lewis. See you later. 86 yards to the house. Tomahawks up 16-14 third quarter. In the fourth, Ben Berry finds senior Ryan Morano. He's only 5'5", but he's got the heart of a lion and a nose for the end zone. Morano puts Glastonbury up 9, and Berry seals it with a pick. Glastonbury moves on to the state semifinal Sunday against Xavier, 23-14. Also tonight, the Hartford Hawks men's basketball team playing their first ever postseason game since going Division I 28 years ago. Coach Gallagher was in grade school back then, but he's making the grade building this program. Hawks at home tonight in the collegeinsider.com postseason tournament. Huge reason Hart was playing Ryder tonight, the big sophomore down low. Texan Mark Wakama, they just keep feeding the big guy the ball, and Wakama misses Nate Sikma, another sophomore, the son of former NBA All-Star Jack Sikma, there to help. The dunk of the night from who else? Wakama. He and Sikma combining for 32 points, but the more experienced team from Ryder pulls it out 63-54. Telling you, though, bunch of talented young underclassmen on Hart. This is a program that will be a major threat to go to the NCAAs next year. Hawks finished 17-15. The UConn
big-time landing for Gino Auriemma. Her future home and hosting the Celtics and Knicks in preseason. Hoops at the XL.
UConn coach Gino Auriemma has won 18 Big East Conference championships, and as the Huskies open up this year's tournament, it's hard to believe that if they win his 19th, it'll also be his last. Another Big East tournament game, another win for the hometown Huskies. But for the fans, this run at a 19th conference tournament championship under coach Gino Auriemma has a different feel than those previous.
Just as disappointed as everybody else is. You know, there's no more Big East.
It's hard to imagine. After more than 3 decades, UConn and the Big East are no more.
I've only coached in one league, the Big East. One of the reasons I took the job was because what was happening in the men's Big East, and I thought, wow, you know, who wouldn't want to work with Dave Gavitt, you know? And now you look back 28 years and you go, this makes no sense whatsoever.
With the 7 Big East Catholic schools breaking away from the conference and taking the name with them, it means sophomore Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis will finish her career against a whole new set of rivals.
It's going to be sad to see it go, and the fact that, you know, this is the last one, our team really wants to win it together.
The success of the UConn women and their Hall of Fame coach helped raise the bar throughout the league. Now, with no more in-conference games against the likes of Notre Dame, Georgetown, and St. John's, the rivalries become Southern Methodist, Memphis, and Central Florida. But coach stays optimistic.
There's an opportunity to grow some of these programs, and they may have even more resources than the schools that are leaving.
And no matter what the league is called, UConn will still be UConn. And the fans in Hartford may still get the chance to cheer on their Huskies in conference championships moving forward.
We hope that as we go into our new chapter, that the conference will look at that and see the benefit of having the women back in Connecticut and also having the men here.
The final edit of the Big East history book is not yet written for UConn and Gino. They play again on Monday in the semifinals against Syracuse. My colleague Diana Rossini will have a preview of that game and a wrap-up of tonight's win later on in sports. From Hartford, George Colley, NBC Connecticut News.
His name is Kyle Hersey, but to his teammates, well, he's simply known as Hersey for short.
Hersey, let's rock and roll, kid.
Let's get a win. Kyle is in his first season with the Maple Hill varsity baseball team, but as you can see, it's not exactly a level playing field. He was born with motor skill issues and has been in a wheelchair since he was a young boy. But that has never stopped his love for sports, and when an opportunity arose when he started high school, well, he took advantage.
As soon as coach asked me if I wanted to be involved with the team, I immediately jumped on it because I love baseball.
Kyle is now in his first season as manager of the baseball team, and he's loving every minute of it.
Coach Wade, nice to meet you. Kyle. Nice to meet you, Kyle.
In practice, he's in charge of setting up the drills.
Loaded, 1 out.
This is loaded, 1 out. Corners in, middle back. Corners come home up the middle, turn 2.
And watching to make sure they're executed correctly. And on game day, well, he makes sure the lineups are correct.
Man, that's nice. You've got them all. Excellent. Good job.
The umpires are familiar with the field.
If it goes in there, it's a ground rule double.
And the team stats are kept using this handy app on his iPhone.
He always keeps the pitch count for me when I'm pitching, which is good. So I come in and he always tells me the number. So he's definitely an asset to the team.
And during a recent tournament the Wildcats hosted, Kyle even brought out the ball for the first pitch.
It was an honor to bring it out to Coach Canonica.
Kyle is already the heart and soul of the team. While his condition could leave him angry and depressed, he's just the opposite.
Every single day it's a different joke with Hersey. He never walks into the dugout in a bad mood. His jokes are probably some of the funniest I've ever heard.
He's just very charismatic and very positive, and we always talk about making people around you better, and Kyle makes people around him better just by his mere presence.
And guess what? My man Kyle right here, well, at the end of the season, he's going to receive a varsity letter as a freshman. That's something most freshmen on the baseball team don't get to do, let alone most athletes at Maple Hill High School.
He told me that like after his first practice, that he was going to be able to get that.
And while his batting average won't appear on his handy stat tracker app, well, it doesn't matter, because in the hearts of his teammates, he's batting 1,000. I'm Josh Sims, reporting for News Center Sports.
Jason Collins goes from journeyman basketball player to generational icon with one simple statement to Sports Illustrated. I'm a 34-year-old NBA center, I'm black, and I'm gay. Becoming the first active male athlete in any of the 4 major professional American sports to publicly come out.
Everything is about tough and gritty and being so manly, but it's also about being true.
Donnie Marshall was a teammate for 2 years on the New Jersey Nets when Collins first entered the NBA. He spoke with his friend today before headlining an anti-bullying event at the First Tee in Cromwell, joining President Clinton, President Obama, and Oprah in offering their support.
We talked about also, most people fear what they don't understand, and I don't think there's a better person out there to educate people on gay rights and really, quite simply, it's human rights.
The executive editor of Sports Illustrated says that while Collins is a pioneer, he believes this will lead to many others following suit.
This is not a guy who's standing alone. This is not a lone boat in the harbor. I mean, this is a guy who's really gonna open the door.
But how will fans react? Only time will tell.
As a sports fan, I think he's going to get a lot of backlash for that. I think he's probably going to have, it's big of him to do that, but I think that it's going to be a hard road to travel.
Donnie Marshall says he never knew Collins was gay, but added this is a great day for Jason and society.
The purest thing in sports is about being honest, being real, being who you are, and Jason really took some huge steps forward, and I think he's helped athletics and sports, professional at every level, take a huge step forward today.
Hey, Geno's ever get old? No!
For the 8th time in his Hall of Fame career, Gino and his girls are loading the double-decker bus for a short, hard-earned ride around Bushnell Park.
It was very exciting, though, just slapping Louisville right across the face just by winning them with so many points.
So incredible.
From the moment the team got off the bus from Stores, fans treated them like conquering heroes, having pens and basketballs in hand, looking out for their favorites. Now, how long were you waiting outside here today?
About 2 hours.
My favorite player is Christina Stewart. I was trying to get my ball signed, but I didn't. But at least I got high five.
The team brought a little bit of New Orleans back, tossing beads into the crowd. After a spin around the city, the celebration continued with a rally on the steps of the state capitol.
This is the 2nd time I've appeared with a basketball team winning a national championship. This is a great day.
Terrific effort. Will be a speaking program here. Obviously, Gino will speak, and the crowd, which I'm frankly, Kevin, I'll be honest with you, it's a better crowd than I might have expected. We've heard some people complain a little bit that they
just can't get over that proverbial hump against the Irish. They did, and then you take Baylor out of the equation because of the Louisville upset in the Sweet 16. and all of a sudden UConn's in the championship game, and it was 14-10 Louisville at one point, then a 19-0 run, and Gino Auriemma and his team completely dominated from there out. The biggest margin of victory in a title game, 33 points, 93.
Yeah, Gino standing up, Deb Corm, who's the senior women's administrator, in front of him, Chris Daly behind that, Steve Slade, one of UConn's outstanding photographers. You know what I like about today, Kev, here, is there's a lot of other UConn teams who are, for 22 years, I can't wear anymore.
And it'll mean putting graphics in on NBC Connecticut will be easier because now we'll have one logo to deal with.
I'm trying to think of that line that you said. The players are very, very close, as you can, starting the Huskies cheer. You know the kid who's at the games all the time with the basketballs in his hair? He's here. So it's an official UConn women's event.
And it's a little subdued on the open-air double-decker bus show, and that's to be expected. I mean, what people have to realize is it's 6 games to win the national championship. There's all the media attention at the Final Four. Get pumped up for Notre Dame, then you got to regroup and get ready for Louisville. I'm sure the team celebrated, had some fun last night.
I would hope they did.
Absolutely. And then the flight back from New Orleans. And, oh, by the way, they are student athletes. Then they got to get back and finish up the semester on a strong note. So if they're fatigued, it's natural. They'll feed off the crowd here tonight, but now it's back to reality, and they got to study, and they got to finish out the year.
Well, Kevin, you were a student athlete in your day. Did you play football in college? I thought I heard that somewhere. But they do. They have to get back. We have to find